So we're continuing on with our 2001 Volkswagen Jetta head replacement. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting a new head gasket on. Okay, I just want to pause for a minute and go over a few things here. I bought a replacement head in lieu of getting the head I had machined and repaired. It was a quicker option for me. So I ordered one on eBay, got it in a few days, and then I just had to send the core back. So what we're going to do here is we're going to install the head. I'm skipping a few steps here. If you get a new head, you have to take out all the studs and everything from your head and then send it back once you get your new head and you check it out and make sure it's good. So make sure you check everything, spark plug holes, the studs, all the threads are good everywhere on it. Make sure you also get one that's correct, that has the cam sensor, or doesn't have the cam sensor. It depends on which year car you have. You'll also need to, depending on who you get the head from, you'll have to remove the cam sprocket. You'll have to basically remove everything that's on it off, including the cam position sensor, all that stuff. You take it off, you're going to then put it back on your new one. That's why you don't send your old one out until you get your new one, because you want to make sure you have all the parts. So beyond that, you want to make sure that the pistons are all clean. I've seen used in WD-40 as something to clean the pistons off really well, and it looked like it worked really well. I just basically scraped off all the stuff that was on there, nothing to damage the metal that was there. Pistons all looked good, and then I cleaned off the top of the cylinders, the block basically. I cleaned all that off, and you may want to look up another video on how to clean that off. You don't want to use anything that's going to scratch it. The thing that comes to mind is like a scrubby pad that you would use for dishes, things like that. So yeah, once you get that all cleaned off, you just want to make sure there's no residue of anything on it. And then you can put your new head gasket on, which I'll do right here. I already cleaned off everything really good. Pretty sure. This way. The new head gasket is down there. There's two pins that line it up. Alright, here's my head bolts. I'm just going to compare one of them, make sure they're right. I'm like 100% sure they are. They do look a hair different on the top, but it's actually not different at all. The height and everything is exactly the same. So, alright. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to wipe my hands off. I'm going to grab the head and I'm going to put it down on there. I'm going to have to put on some gaskets and it should be good. This thing decided to just spew out some more oil. This is a totally reconditioned head. It's not actually the one that came with the car. Where it got brand new valves in it and everything. Just want to wipe off any contamination. That's just because it has a little bit of oil in it, probably from when they were machining it. So next step, line it up. show you the bolt pattern in a minute, what you're supposed to do. The tightening procedure. Now I'm just going to put these all down. Okay, so there's your tightening sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we have to tighten to 40 newton meters or 30 foot-pounds, and then do a quarter turn, 90 degrees, and then another quarter turn. So you do that, you do the whole thing 40 newton meters, which is 30 foot-pounds, then quarter turn, and then the whole thing will be tight. Three is this one. I'm not going to waste your time going through each one of these, but just follow the guide of which one to go to, do each one exactly how it says, and you'll be fine. It feels really tight at the end, and it's scary, but I haven't ever had an issue with it. So just don't reuse your bolts. You need brand new bolts because these are torque to yield bolts. That's just a big no-no to use them again, even though I think in some Hondas they use them over and you just tighten them a different way. I've just never seen it done before. So yeah, just make sure you tighten them all down by hand first, and then go through the steps in tightening them down all the way. Six is this one. Alright, so I'm going to continue on setting all this other stuff up, and then we'll come back and set the timing. So I'm going to have to probably jack the engine up and everything to do that right. So let's see. Next, I think we're going to put this back in. No, we're going to do the exhaust first. So let me get the gasket for the exhaust. Alright, so this is exactly the same as you just have to do it right side up or right side upside down. Yeah. Hitting something. Oh, exhaust. So the exhaust is on with the gasket. They're all 12 millimeter. So after I get everything else put back together, I'm going to have to take this mount out here and do the timing. Because I can't tell where the tensioner is supposed to be right now. And all these bolts are loose from when they checked the engine to see what was wrong with it before I bought the car. So what I'm going to do is move this out of the way for a moment. Next, I think there's a sensor here. That's gonna be temperature. So, yeah, this goes down here, which I think this goes through. So this sensor is going to go on, and then I will plug it in after the fact. Oops, wrong way. Let me get my line. I think this is a knock sensor of some sort. Alright, so that's there. So that must, I think that goes down somewhere by the injectors. Alright, so I gotta get the gasket for this, but I think we're ready for that. I'm trying to think, I think I'm supposed to put the back bar on first, but we'll put the front on, then I'll put the back bar on. Why the hell not? I don't think it's gonna change anything. Yeah, these two, which go on the sides, and they basically just hold this whole thing in place. You have to look up, there's torque specs for this. I don't think they're very high, because of the Allen bolts and stuff. And what I did over here, I put all these in the correct location, so I wouldn't lose where they were supposed to go. So for the moment, put this in, I'll hold it all in place, and I'll tighten that down afterwards. I'm missing that in-between sized extension. So now we gotta switch over to this. I got this guy. And we need like an in-between size extension. This one will work, but it's not the one I was looking for. I'm going to put these all in hand tight first. I'm going to go back around and tighten them down properly. Newton meters or 15 foot-pounds. So and I'm sure you're supposed to like cross one on one side, one on the other. Probably should have put spark plugs back on too. Now we'll probably come back through and put in new spark plugs. I'm using the old ones to make sure everything works fine. So spark plugs, 20 Newton meters, which is that 15. Alright, so after the spark plugs, I took a break and we went into another day. So I'm going to call this the end of part 3, and part 4 will be out shortly. See you then.